Right, we are now on question number 14. It reads, sketch the graph of f of x is equals to x, open bracket, x plus 1, 2 minus x, clearly showing the intercepts with the axis, right? So firstly, to find the intercepts, we are going to find the values of x, right? When f of x is 0, or when y is 0. So you have x is equals to 0, or x plus 1 is equals to 0, or 2 minus x is equals to 0. So it means x is equals to 0 is your first intercept. For x-axis, you have x is equals to minus 1, your second intercept. You also have 2 is equals to x. So minus 1 is located on the left side of 0. Then 2 is located on the right side of 0, something like this. So it's either your graph is going to come like this, or it is going to come like this. So it depends. If you do the testing approach, you can choose a number like 1. 1 lies between 0 to 2. So if we put 1 on x, if we get a positive, it means we have a curve upwards. If we get a negative, we have a curve below. So putting 1 on x here, you get 1, open bracket, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1. So 1 times 2 times 1, you get 2, which is a positive. So it means in this region, we have a positive values of y, since 1 is giving a positive number. I hope you are following class, right? So you do it like this. You do it like this. Then you get yourself the marks. So this is how you sketch f of x. I hope you are listening, class. Right. We move on to part B. Solve the inequality. F of x is less than 0. So you need to identify the regions that you have. This region here is representing the values of x which are greater than 2. This region here is representing the values of x which are between 0 and 2. This region here, it's minus 1, less than x, less than 0. This is representing x is less than minus 1. So they want you to find f of x is what? Is less than 0. So it means we need the regions. Remember, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 regions. So less than 0, it means below the x-axis. So we need to find the regions or the inequalities that are below the x-axis. So the first inequality below is this one, minus 1, less than x, less than 0. Then union x is greater than 2. And this is your final answer. So if the inequality was greater than 0, your answer was going to be x less than 1, 0 less than x less than 2. But they want f of x less than 0. So you take the answers below the x-axis, which is this answer and this answer. I hope you are following, class. We move on to part C of the question. Find the area bounded by the x-axis, the curve, and the lines x is equals to minus 1 and x is equals to 0. Remember, x is equals to 0 is good as the y-axis. So let us put minus 1. Where is minus 1? This is minus 1 here. So they want you to find the area bounded by this curve, the line minus 1 here, as well as the x-axis, the one that I have shaded. This one. This is the area required. So to find the area, you are saying ax is equals to integral of y dx, right? Meaning to say, your limits are denoted by a and b. So your lower limit is -1, your upper limit here is 0. Then y, you have to expand this f of x here. You have to expand it. So how do you expand? You are saying x times x, you get x squared. Then x times 1, you get x. So I have combined the first term in the second bracket so as to multiply with the third one, right? So x squared times 2, you get 2x squared. X squared times minus x, you get minus x cubed. X times 2, you get 2x. Then x times minus x, you get minus x squared. So since 2x squared and minus x squared are like terms, they give you x squared, right? Minus x to the power of 3 plus 2x. So after expanding, y is minus x to the power of 3 plus x squared plus 2x, then dx. Then you integrate. So remember, when integrating algebraic expressions of this kind, you add the power by 1, then you divide everything by the new power. So in this case, we are saying minus x to the power of 4 divided by 4. Adding 1 on 3, you get 4, plus x to the power of 3 divided by 3, plus 2x to the power of 2 divided by 2. Then you say bracket minus bracket. I hope you are following. So substituting 0 in the first bracket and minus 1 in the second bracket, you get 0 in the first bracket, right? Since if you put 0 here, 0 here, and 0 here, they all become 0. We are now substituting minus 1 on x. But I want you to notice something. Since this region is below the x-axis, you get a negative answer. But when you get a negative answer, you ignore the negative sign. The negative is just showing you the location of the region. It is in the negative zone. But if you get -2, your answer is 2. I hope you are following. So let us put -1 on x. You get minus 1 to the power of 4, right? Divided by 4 plus -1 to the power of 3 divided by 3 plus 2 and 2, they cancel off each other. So you have -1 squared. Firstly, we are going to say negative times negative. It gives you a positive result. -1 to the power of 4 is 1. So you have 1/4, right? Then -1 to the power of 3 is -1, but we have a negative here. So we are going to have plus 1/3, right? Then minus here times plus, you get -1. So we are saying 1 remainder 4 plus 1 remainder 3 minus 1, you get -5/12. But remember, like what I told you, area cannot be negative. So your answer is 5/12 square units. Then you are home and dry. Let us move on to the last part of the question. Find the exact volume generated when the area bounded by the curve, the x-axis, and the lines x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1 is rotated completely about the x-axis. So when we are dealing with the volume, the formula changes. You are now using Vx is equal to pi from A to B, y squared, then you put dx, something like this. So you write Vx is equals to, On pi, on your limits, you have -1 as your lower limit, 0 as your upper limit. Then on y, you are going to put minus x cubed plus x squared plus 2x, then raise it with power 2. Then you write dx, something like this. I hope you are following. So we need to expand this first. We can make use of the vertical approach. We want to make use of the vertical approach. We want to multiply the two expressions here. So vertical approach, it helps you to align the like terms. So minus x cubed times x cubed, you get x to the power of 6. Remember, if you multiply numbers with the same base, you add the powers. Then minus x cubed times x squared, you get minus x to the power of 5. Minus x cubed times 2x, you get minus 2 x to the power of 4. Then you are now multiplying with x squared. X squared times minus x squared, you get minus x to the power of 5. X squared times x squared, you get plus x to the power of 4. Then x squared times 2x, you get plus 2x to the power of 3. Something like this. You are now multiplying with 2x. 2x times minus x cubed, you get minus 2x to the power of 4. 2x times x squared, you get plus 2x to the power of 3. Then 2x times 2x, you get 4 x squared. Then adding the terms vertically, x to the power of 6 is your first term, minus 5, minus x to the power of 5, minus x to the power of 5, you get minus 2 x to the power of 5, right? Then minus 2 plus minus 2x to the power of 4 plus x to the power of 4 minus 2x to the power of 4, you get minus 3x to the power of 4. I hope you are following. Then 2x cubed plus 2x cubed, you get 4 x cubed plus 4x squared. So this is the term to be integrated. So you put your limits from -1 to 0. You put your pi here. X to the power of 6 minus 2x to the power of 5 minus 3x to the power of 4 plus 4x to the power of 3 plus 4 x squared dx. Right? You put your limits, pi here, then you put 0. So here you get x to the power of 7 over 7 if you integrate x to the power of 6. Then on this one, you have minus 2 x to the power of 6 divided by 6. You have minus 3 x to the power of 5 divided by 5. On this one, you have 4 x to the power of 4 divided by 4. Right? Here, you have 4 x to the power of 3 divided by 3. Then you are saying bracket minus bracket. So this bracket contains pi and this bracket contains pi as well. So if we substitute 0 in the first bracket, you get 0. Since each and every term is containing x, putting 0, all terms become 0. Then on the right side, I'm going to substitute minus 1 on x. So you are saying minus 1 to the power of 7 over 7 minus 2 open bracket minus 1 to the power of 6 over 6 minus 3 open bracket minus 1 to the power of 5 over 5 plus 4 and 4, they give you 1. So here you have minus 1 to the power of 4 plus 4 over 3 minus 1 to the power of 3. So let us punch everything. Get minus 22 over 205. So remember, we have a negative pi outside. So you are saying negative pi times negative 22 over 105. Your answer is 22 pi over 105 cubic units. Then you are home and dry. I hope you are following class.